Hi, and welcome to this week's Holy Week's, Easter Week's installment of Theology 333, where we look at an attribute of who God is in 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Today, I want to, have you ever been to one of those carnivals or at Cedar Point where they have those people that guess or predict what your age is, what your weight is, or maybe what month you were born? You know, when people go up to those, you kind of go up kind of knowing that they've got some kind of trick to them, that these people have some way of guessing or estimating, being right more often than wrong. But the reality is they're not always right. You know, they don't have any kind of superpower. My superpower is that I have an uncanny sense of timing. You know, I usually can, without knowing or having a watch or a clock, I can know what time it is within 15 minutes of the actual time. But I'm not always right, and I can be wrong sometimes. But if I were right all the time, if I was exactly when, I knew exactly what time it was at every minute of every day, it would be really something special. And I could predict certain things with accuracy. And people would trust me as a clock. Well, Jesus told his disciples before he left that he could be trusted. In fact, in John chapter 13, verse 19, he says, I'm telling you this now. He's telling them what was going to happen to him. He says, I'm telling you this now before it takes place, that when it does take place, you may believe that I am he. I am the Messiah. I am the one. Because if he says something's going to happen, and it actually happens, then that proves what he is. Now, throughout the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, you see predictions of who the Messiah, who Jesus was and was going to be. And when you look at them, you find out that Jesus fulfilled having ridden on a colt that had been unridden before into town. He met a man who had a room available for him and the disciples to eat Passover, which was something that was predicted. Jesus knew and predicted he was going to be betrayed, and he knew by who. You know, Jesus predicted that Peter would deny him 3 times. He predicted that the disciples would fall away and be scattered. He predicted his death by crucifixion, and he predicted that he would be rejected, killed, and in 3 days rise again. There were hundreds of prophecies about Jesus, and Jesus proved that he was trustworthy because he fulfilled them. For Jesus just to fulfill 8 prophecies of the Messiah, there is a 1 in 10 to the 17th power that one person can do that, and there were hundreds that he fulfilled. Jesus is saying, I want you to believe who I am. He is trustworthy. His word can be trusted. And he backed it up by doing exactly what he said.